So what should you be doing the moment you reach level 85 in Cataclysm Classic to gear up as quickly as possible? Press H and look for the Battle for Wintergrasp. If this is about to begin, you should sign up immediately, else you have enough time to find a mage or teleport yourself to Dalaran. In Dalaran you would like to head to Wintergrasp, as this is going to be the location, or well the zone, where you can pick up 5 quests for the Battle for Wintergrasp, and these will reward you a lot of honor. But now you might also be curious, why is this so important, for example as a PvE player who would not like to do PvP? Well, all of this honor is going to matter, as you can exchange it into justice points, the currency you will need for epic items, and tier 11. These quests can only be done once every single week, which is why you will probably only need to do 1 or 2 battles for Wintergrasp, and you will have yourself close to 4000 honor. Enough for you to also get many different epic items. And remember, if you can't make it to Dalaran yourself, you could always ask someone in the party to be sharing the quest with you. The insane thing is that I made almost 4000 honor in less than 30 minutes, enough for me to also exchange this into close to 2750 justice points. And this I can then use at this justice quartermaster to purchase myself different epic items or tier 11. For those of you that would much rather like to PvP, make sure not to exchange your honor into justice points, but instead spend the honor at this quartermaster, which allows you to purchase epic vicious gladiator items. Next, you would like to log on to any of your other level 85 characters, if you have some of those of course. Make sure to log onto those and check if you have any leftover currency you don't need, like valor points or justice points. With the justice points, you can head to the quartermaster and purchase yourself 359 bind unequipped boots. Yeah, those can be sent between your different characters, and there's going to be a version for every single class in the game. With your leftover valor points, you could instead purchase a 378 pair of braces, and once again there's going to be something for every single class. This is such a great way to also save some of your valor and justice points on your first level 85 character. Instead you could then spend this on something else, like tier 11 or tier 12. For those of you who have also done the new rune difficulty dungeons, you'll receive the new key fragments, and these can also be exchanged into valor and justice points. This option can be found on the final page. Next, you would like to head to the auction house. As you're leveled up, you have probably made yourself more than 3000 gold, and this can be very well spent on the auction house. Check for different level 85 epic weapons. Depending on your class, you'll probably be able to find a new epic weapon for between 500 to 2000 gold. Next, go to the armor section, and for those of you who didn't have the level 85 character already, well, then you can get the bind unequipped boots for probably something between 300 to 600 gold. On top of this, there's also going to be many other cheap epic items in this section. We're talking about 500 to 2000 gold, trinkets, rings, cloaks, and so on. Definitely a great choice if you would like to boost your item level as quickly as possible. And it is going to be important to boost your item level as quickly as possible if you would like to get into Firelands anytime soon. The reason for this is because you will need an average item level to sign up for specific things, such as a random dungeon, a random heroic, or maybe even the new protocol dungeons. So the quicker you can purchase items like these on the auction house, the faster you can also boost your average item level, so you can head into heroics and gear up as quickly as possible. But before you head into the dungeons, make sure to also head to the different quartermasters and get yourself a faction specific tabard to gain reputation whenever you slay something in a dungeon. And now the farming simply just begins. From here you will continue to farm normal and heroics. To gain justice points, you will then spend on tier 11 and other 359 epic items. And at some point, your average item level will also be high enough for you to sign up for the Sandalarian dungeons. It's going to be important to do these a couple of times, as every single boss in here will be dropping epic items. And on top of this, there's also going to be quest in Suleiman that will guarantee you epic items at the end, a total of 3 different quests. What I did to replace the last couple of green and blue items were to continue doing Wintergrasp and get PvP items. Even though they're PvP, then the stats are going to be way better compared to, for example, what you're getting in Heroics. Now it was finally time for me to sign up for my first random protocol dungeon, and I have to be honest, it wasn't difficult at all. It's the same mechanics, the damage is just a bit higher, and so is the health pool. But the loot in here is the same as you get in normal Heroics, but you're also going to get the new epic fragment. and these will play an important role. For every single boss you're slaying in the dungeon, you'll be rewarded with 2 of these fragments. If you successfully slay every single encounter in here, every single boss, you'll receive a bonus of 3 additional fragments. These can be exchanged in Stormwind City and Orgrimmar, where you can purchase yourself the tier 11 shoulders or headpiece and many different heroic raid items, so 372 to 379 item level equipment. This is pretty insane and such a great way to catch up for those of you who just reached level 85 and who would like to do Firelands anytime soon. Some of you might also be curious about the different epic bags and what kind of loot you get in these. Well, if you have the add-on Atlas loot, you can look up different specific items, and if they contain the name, then you'll also know what kind of items you can be getting in that kind of bag. A quick example could be the cloud bursting items. These are traditional meant for melee DPS such as Warrior, Paladin or Death Knight. The moment you have found the item you need, you just need to make sure you're double checking before you're purchasing the bag, as it's going to be important to know if it contains a build or something else. Just like in this case, I found the correct item and it's going to be a build for a played DPS user. What I did next was just to continue farming random protocol dungeons, but also to try tier 11 raiding to get used to my class and raiding with other people. It wasn't too bad at all, but honestly I felt like it wasn't as good compared to, for example, farming random protocol dungeons where I'm going to be guaranteed loot that is also from heroic raiding. However, there's one additional raid you should be doing, and it's Buried in Hold. This boss is so easy to do, and it has a guaranteed drop of PvP or tier 11. What you also gotta remember is that 1 week after the release of Firelands, a new boss is going to be introduced, and here you can get yourself tier 12. Pretty insane for something that is going to be so easy. Do also remember to spend your Valor points you're getting every time you finish a random heroic. The Valor points can be spent in Stormwind City and Orgrimmar as well, where you can get yourself many different 378 items. On top of this, tier 12 as well. Gloves, legs and the chest. Something you should be doing as much as possible to be ready for Firelands. The moment your average item level is close to 365, you should also be geared enough to head into Firelands on normal difficulty, and this you continue to do until your gear is ready enough for you to try the heroic difficulty. Remember, you're also going to be rewarded reputation when you do the raid, and this reputation you can use right outside to purchase yourself amazing epic items. There's going to be rewards at Friendly, Honored, Revered and Exalted. So to recap everything, the moment you reach 85, look up for the Battle for Wintergrasp and get all the different quests. The Honored you will then be converting into Justice points to quickly get tier 11. Head to the auction house and check out different epic items. Some of these can be purchased for next to nothing. Now you would like to start farming different dungeons and heroics, and hopefully also Santalarian and Protocol dungeons anytime soon. Mix it together with tier 11 raiding, and remember to be doing Buried in Hold. All the fragments you're collecting you will be spending on heroic items and develop points on tier 12. And now you're also ready to head into Firelands. I hope you enjoyed this guide. If so, please consider giving it a like and make sure to subscribe for more Cataclysm Classic videos in the future.